prenup demand instantly led to a couple breaking up?
Ooh, that's a good one. I just had one recently. Hopefully they're not a viewer. I had a young guy in finance in his late 20s, early 30s. Good net worth for that age, maybe like 2-3 million, which for that age is very impressive. The first million's the hardest. And I don't know what she was trying to do, but she laid out a list of, first of all, her lawyer called me, and he's someone I've dealt with before. And he said, I just want you to know this list isn't coming from me. And I said, wow, we're off to a bad start. And he said, yeah. He said, you're gonna want to put me on mute so you can laugh out loud when you hear this list. He goes, some of it, I think your guy should just concede, but some of it is ambitious. That's great. I have some prenups you could write for me later if you want, and then I can really just get some rest. So,
James, you started your practice as a divorce lawyer in 2001. It's the year I was born.
Nice.
Since then, the divorce rate has decreased by almost 40%. Why are people divorcing less in 2025?
It's a good question. So the divorce rate tends to fluctuate, and it tends to fluctuate based primarily on economic circumstances. People get divorced in a booming economy for a certain set of reasons, and the answer is usually abysmally low. The statistic that I still find staggering is that 86% of people remarry within 5 years of their divorce. So you're talking about someone that went through the process, it catastrophically failed, they got divorced, and within 5 years they ante up again.
Do you think there's a correlation there with relationships? Because a lot of people preach online, especially to young men, that you need to date a lot of women or like have a lot of relationships so like you know what you like, and that leads to like a happier marriage if that's what you're going for, just like a happier life in general. But you're saying that one divorce leads to more divorces and like you get worse at it.
Well, I don't know that we necessarily get better at something just because we do it over and over again, right? Like, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. So if a guy genuinely doesn't care what women think, he's not going to have a lot of women around him. He's not going to really care that much about women. But there's something we know that's very compelling about the connection we feel when we're with a woman, right? A good woman, a woman who has value in our eyes, even if it's transient value or long-term value. So I think what marriage is a very human and incredibly flawed way to try to hold on to something that you can't hold on to. It's like Botox, like I'm going to try to stay young. You won't. I promise. You're definitely going to get old. You're definitely going to get old. You're definitely going to die. Those are for sure going to happen. So you can try to resist that as much as you want to. You can make that the thing you're afraid of. It's kind of a dumb thing to make the thing you're afraid of. So it's the same thing. I think love is the same thing. Like love and marriage is that people talk about marriage as if they're talking about love. My marriage has given me so much. My marriage has given, no, your love with this person has given you so much. Marriage is an institution you put on top of that love. You're telling me that if you hadn't gotten the government involved, you wouldn't have that connection to that person?